Hey guys, yep, I'm back. This is a video. Yep, every time, and people point out that I'm always fidgeting with my hair. It's because before before you come on camera, you don't necessarily see what your hair looks like. Whatever. Anyways, happy Thursday to everybody. I am back to make this video because it's a topic that comes up a lot. It's also something that's weighing heavily on my heart right now, just because of my own personal experiences going on. And so I thought, it is cathartic for me to, one, speak about it. And also, since a lot of people experience the same thing and also have messaged me about, what do you do? What do you do in a situation when you have a falling out with a friend, a doll friend that is online? What do you do about it? How do you handle it? Like, and why did they go so awry? Why do people put it out there publicly? And so I thought this is a good time for me to talk about it because it's something that's also going on in my world. So here's what it really boils down to, and this is honestly just my personal opinion based on the things that have happened to me personally. I can only base my opinions on what I see and what I've personally experienced. So I can only speak for myself and my observations of how I've watched one person in particular amongst the doll community have falling out upon falling out upon falling out, and what I think the reasoning is behind it. I've seen other falling outs that have also occurred, but I don't want to. I wouldn't use that as an example because it didn't affect me personally, and so this is why I can use this as an example of one particular past friend of my own that has also fallen out with many others. And so I've watched the behavior and understood, and it's just, like I said, it's purely my thoughts on why I think it continues to happen and where it goes wrong. And offer up some advice of what I've done to kind of try to steer clear of making my personal friendships public, and how I've tried to just keep it personal. I mean, we all make friends online, with so much of our doll hobby being online now. We've all made friendships over time. Even if they're not tight, close friendships, they're still friendships. People we talk to on a regular basis. I have made some really close friendships over the years. Some have continued and I'm still friends with them, and some have moved on. We've parted ways for various reasons. Some were just simply, we agree to disagree and we move on, and that's fine. No hard feelings type of thing. And, I stay cordial with majority of the people that I used to be friends with. And some have been a little bit more messy. I guess messy is a good word to use, because, the other party in that friendship and those friendships, it's happened a couple of times over the years. For me personally, they've chosen to take it public and wanted to, find public support because they felt either hurt or, whatever. They were upset about the parting of ways of a friendship or the ending of a friendship, and they wanted to take it public. And that's where people go wrong. That's where these online friendships tend to go awry, and they go off course very quickly and turn into public arguing. And that's something I will never do. And listen, I've been hurt by friendships of past, friends that have, that are no longer in my life. I've been hurt by people too. The thing is with me, I don't want to put it out there publicly, because whatever happened between me and my past friendships is nobody's business but theirs and mine. Unfortunately, though, sometimes what happens is the other party in your friendship when you part ways, honestly, feel the need to publicly go on if they have a YouTube channel or use social media as a platform to speak their piece. The problem I have with that is that, one, it's one-sided, and usually it's to gain sympathy from other people in the community who don't know the ins and outs of that friendship. And so you end up with a bazillion people weighing in on something they know nothing about. They don't have the proper information. They don't have both sides, and yet you still see constant support, and that's why it's done. People take these problems publicly because they need to feel supported. And I can understand that. I can completely understand it. However, it's not the place to do it. If you want to feel supported, find another outlet. So that's where literally all of these big blowups that you guys actually have seen from different people and friendships falling out is simply because there's usually one party who takes their story public to speak on it. And listen, once you put something out publicly, your version, and it's usually an askewed version, our personal experiences are going to be askewed because our personal feelings are involved. We see it one way. They see it another way. And that, hence, is the problem. And once you put something out publicly about somebody, even if you feel like you're in the right, you've hurt them. You've hurt them. And that's hard to come back from. And what kills me is, when these things happen, after the dust is settled for some of these people, the ones that had to speak out about it because they cannot help themselves but speak out and, gain support because it's just what they need. They need that attention. They need that sympathy given to them. They want to play, usually they want to be seen as a victim. I'm wronged here. Look at how I've been wronged. I'm publicly needing to speak on this because I've been wronged by this person. And a lot of times, once you've called that person out and shared your version of events, which usually is very askewed or maybe even completely wrong, you've also spoken about somebody so that others will have a personal opinion that may be altered for that person you spoke about. You can't take that back. I've watched it time and time again. People that are hurt, they go on in a video or in conversations shared on their YouTube wall or over on Instagram because they feel wronged somehow and they need to feel vindicated and heard. But all it does is it stirs up more emotions and you burn a bridge. You have burned a bridge at that point in time. And then usually in the process of burning that bridge, you've angered the other person who has stayed quiet. Because it only takes one to rile it up, and then people feel forced. They suddenly feel very forced to say their side of things. And that's where the back and forth occurs. Because someone speaks out because they cannot help themselves and can't stay quiet, can't keep it to themselves. They speak on it. They share names, they share personal information, their version of events, which is very one-sided. And so the other side goes, well, I'm going to defend myself. Why would I need to defend myself? Because they've just literally dragged my name through the mud. And that's how the back and forth occurs. Specifically with one person that I've seen it happen with over and over and over again. This person has been the first to speak on it, needs to go public, needs to share how she felt wronged, and then has just literally fueled all these back and forth because she just couldn't keep it to herself. That's where it goes wrong, guys. And even though I've been publicly spoken about by many, including this particular person that I'm referencing, I stay quiet because I'm not going to engage in the back and forth. At this point, people who know me, I've been here long enough, they know who I am as a person. So one person feeling like, they're hurt because we're suddenly not friends in their eyes, very askewed, very incorrect information that gets put out there. It's what it is. I'm not going to do a back and forth. I'm not going to defend myself because I know what happened. And I don't need the sympathy by outsiders who know nothing about our situation. What happens between me and my friends, whether it be good, bad, whatever, it's between us. It's only between us. I'm not going to put it out there publicly for everybody to weigh in on, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll never understand why people feel the need to take it public. Friendships should be a personal thing. And here's a bit of advice and how I've tried to avoid the back and forths that I see happening amongst other people in the community when their friendships fall out, is that I keep it to myself. You know, I might vent personally, privately with my closest friends. We all need to kind of unload. We do. We have to have a source of unloading that, because it's very stressful. It's emotional when you end a friendship, and it's not easy for either party. Even if you're the one choosing to end it, it's not easy to end a friendship. There's baggage there. There's things that happen. So yeah, you want to vent it, because one, most of us are not going to share it with our families because they don't understand. They're not part of like the doll community. So it's you tend to want to share it with someone who can understand. So we do share these things with our friends privately, but it's private. It needs to stay private because airing your dirty laundry just never ends well. No matter what the reason for doing it, it never ends well. You end up hurting somebody more. And then what blows my mind is that a lot of times we're like, well, why can't we just all get along? Why can't we all just be friends? After they've gotten it off their chest, they've said their piece, they said some nasty things, put their version of events out there, potentially could have lied about them, but they suddenly feel better. And now they're like, but why can't we just let bygones be bygones and let's just all be friends? Can't we just all get along? It doesn't work that way. When you publicly speak on your personal friendship with somebody, you've burned the bridge. There's no going back. Sorry, there's no fixing that. Once you've hurt someone and put it out there publicly, you cannot take it back. So don't be surprised when these people are like, we're going to get along now? Suddenly? After you've had your say, after you've said what you said about me? No. People are like, basically, F you. Because they've burned the bridge. There's no going back to that or from that. And that's something to keep in mind when you're angry, when you're hurt, when you feel wronged. It doesn't make it right. It's not a reason to go on and publicly speak about other people. Know that there are consequences when you go online and you share your side of the story, that you're publicly hurting somebody else. You know, that time has already passed. If someone's already just been done and they don't want any more correspondence with you, you need to accept it. Don't take it public. Accept that, okay, this friendship is over. I'm sad about it, but I need to just, as a good friend has said to me, and it's resonated with me, sometimes you just have to sit with the uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to sit with it. You have to sit with being uncomfortable because a choice was made that you might not like the ending of a friendship. But then you have to respect that someone said, I've had enough. Please stop talking to me about this. Please stop reaching out and move on. Let's move on. And that's where it needs to end. And that's what people have a hard time with. Now that we're all over social media, it's like it's just suddenly diarrhea of the mouth, and I gotta find some way to put something out there, some way to share my side and tell someone so that they know that I did no wrong. Oh, I'm the victim. It's the chaos that ensues with some people is mind-blowing. If someone chooses to end a friendship with you, sometimes you just have to accept it and sit with the uncomfortableness of knowing that you've lost a friend. And know that the other person, even if they chose to end it, is also struggling with that. And may feel a certain way. So going on and publicly talking about it is not the right thing to do. You need to be respectful and understand that you've lost a friend. Your friendship is done. You know, you close one door, another one opens somewhere, and you just have to look at it that way. That's the best way to proceed with online friendships. There's plenty of fish in the sea, as we all say. There'll be another friend. And friendships come and go. That's the one thing you have to remind yourself of, is that there are seasons for some friendships. You may, certain people may not be meant to be in your life forever, right? And the quicker you can accept that and move on, the better everybody's gonna be. But by lashing out publicly, never ends well. It's not going to gain you anything with that person. It's not going to win them back. It's going to piss them off. It's going to upset them more that you've not been respectful of the fact that they just need to part ways with you. Sucks sometimes. It's happened to me, but I've had to learn to accept it, which is why you'll never see me doing a back and forth on my channel with anybody. I don't do that. I keep my friendships private, even when I've been hurt, even when I know I've been very wronged, even though I've been talked about in very vicious ways, lied about, I keep it to myself. It's my private business. It's nobody else's business. Nobody else needs to know that crap. And then I move on. It's much easier to move on and, enjoy life, enjoy the hobby. It doesn't taint the hobby. But when you get in these quarrels, they get ugly. They get really ugly because there are feelings involved. And here's a good tip. If you feel like you just need to get it out and you want to make a video, make a video. Make a video, but don't upload it. Make the video. Purge the thoughts that you have in your mind. Purge the feelings that you want to just get it out there, because it is cathartic to say things out loud. That's why sharing with friends is, always like what we tend to do, because it feels good. It gets it all. It's just not good to hold on to those feelings when you feel hurt about something, and that's fine. That's very normal, very healthy. But then delete the video, because it still gives you the effect you got it off your chest, but you're not putting your dirty laundry and airing your dirty laundry for the whole community to see. The whole Reborn hobby doesn't need to know you fell out with such and such. Nobody needs to know that. It's nobody's business. So keep that close to your heart. Keep it close to your heart. It's the best advice I can give you. But I will tell you that there's many times where I'm angry, upset. I never make a video when I'm angry or upset. I take a moment. I take a beat, because I know I'm going to regret if I upload something like that. I don't ever upload those anger videos. I've made them. And it made me feel better because I spoke what I now wanted to get off my chest. I could say whatever I want because I'm not putting it up publicly. And that does help. So I encourage people to do that. Just don't upload it. And then it allows you to process what you're upset about much quicker, much easier. And then you can move on. It's a beautiful thing, because it's just not healthy to hold on to those, sad, anxious, angry feelings. We all get them. We all experience them, but it doesn't feel good. It's not, it just harbors icky. And you want to make this hobby a positive place, and therefore make a video, delete it, and move on. And just remember to keep your personal business personal, because nobody else knows what's going on. It's not going to serve you to put it out there for everybody in the world to weigh in on. It's just going to make you feel more miserable and prolong the healing process of a said lost friendship. And then everybody, maybe could have gotten along if you just kept your mouth shut. There's that. Had you not gone public, maybe with time things would have healed and, you could have gotten along, but not when you publicly out somebody, not when you publicly talk about your past friends. It's just never a good look. It's never a good look. I don't ever recommend it. I don't ever recommend it. So that's what's been weighing on me. Part of that self-reflection that I'm talking about the last couple of videos. I try to do better, guys, and putting out some information that might help somebody else out, because I've been messaged, like, because people have heard, people are aware, they see when there are falling outs and people stop commenting on one another's videos and they stop mentioning those people in their videos. It happens. And so people notice, and then they wonder, well, you stayed quiet. How did you manage that? Because I keep it personal. And many years of being on social media and being in this community, I've learned. I've watched too many people just blow up their own lives this way, and it's just never ends well. So that's why I wanted to talk about it. It's also, I've not been the happiest with some certain situations going on in the community and personally, but I'm not going to share any of that. It's just, it is what it is. But word of advice, keep it private. Keep your personal business personal, and things will go a lot smoother. And the joy in the hobby will resonate, and that's what comes to the top, and that's what you get to enjoy. So hopefully this advice helps somebody out there. And to those that messaged me, I always get such great messages. You guys are great. Thought-provoking messages that I love. But I appreciate that people want my opinion. It's lovely that there are so many out there that care to hear my thoughts on things. So I appreciate that. And hopefully it does help somebody. And it's almost Friday, guys. It is currently 80 degrees outside. 80 degrees outside. It's sunny. Like, I'm looking out the window that's behind my camera, and it's gorgeous outside. I had to turn on my air conditioning. So I'm really super excited for the weather. It's why you're seeing more of me, because I feel good. It motivates me to want to make more videos. It motivates me to want to share Monroe. And she's literally still in just a diaper. Oh gosh, like I want to see her skin when it's warm. It's just, love seeing her. And so you'll be seeing a lot more of me as the weather warms up. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and hopefully you enjoyed the chat, and you will see me very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.